You click to find the 10 worst cities to buy in 2026. Good call. In each of these spots, $1 million gets you less space than a starter home in flyover country. And the catch? These aren't just pricey, they're structurally unaffordable, with price-to-income ratios hitting double digits in some cases. We're counting down all 10 and showing exactly what you're really paying for. Job hubs, elite amenities, or just a brand-name zip code. By the end, you'll know where $1 million buys a shoebox, and why building equity there can be painfully slow. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1, San Francisco. $1 million in San Francisco can still mean a one-bedroom condo with an HOA bigger than your car payment. Why does that feel normal here? Because this city sells a label. The zip code itself is the product. You're buying walk-to-everything blocks, a bus or train that actually arrives, and a dense stack of restaurants, galleries, and events that hit your calendar faster than your bank app updates. It's prestige with a latte, served daily, marketed relentlessly, and reinforced by global demand. But here's the catch. The price-to-income math hovers near double digits, and the larger family-friendly homes are vanishing from the for-sale pile. When tech hiring even breathes, equity growth stalls. It's like driving a sports car in stop-and-go traffic. High performance, but you're barely moving. Volatility replaces momentum, and owners watch comps instead of upgrades. For around $1 million in central neighborhoods, you're staring at sub-800 square feet. A polished one-bed, maybe exposed brick, maybe a sliver of a view, but it's still a condo. In other parts of the country, that same money grabs a full single family with a yard and a garage. Here, the garage is a street you circle at 10 p.m. with your hazards on, competing with neighbors doing the same loop. The global unaffordability lists keep SF near the top. That's not a vibe, it's policy. Height limits, zoning layers, and a slow approval grind mean new supply underwhelms, especially 3-bed, 2-bath homes that families want. Projects skew smaller, denser, and pricier per foot, and the pipeline doesn't fix that gap, locking prices in place rather than relieving them. Then there's the local texture. Microclimates flip your wardrobe in one day. Many buildings predate your grandparents and carry seismic retrofits, special assessments, and soon-ish elevator upgrades. Street parking becomes a weekly sport, and yes, that permit you thought was simple. Add months. Risk lives in the fine print. High taxes, regulatory friction at every step. Office to residential conversions sound great on a podcast, but pencil out messily. Expensive cores, window issues, plumbing nightmares. So who's your future buyer if downtown demand shifts? If remote work comps pop up again, do you hold or cut? Number 2, San Jose. $1 million in the capital of Silicon Valley that still gets you a dated ranch near a freeway? Worth it? Here's the thing. You're not buying space. You're buying a badge. The privilege is proximity. Apple in Cupertino, Google in Mountain View, Nvidia in Santa Clara. You're paying to shave minutes off a drive that feels like a second job. Let that sink in. Time arbitrage is the amenity, and it's priced like beachfront. But here's the catch. The price-to-income ratio sits around 12.1. That's impossibly unaffordable. It means the typical paycheck doesn't square with the typical listing. New builds, they're mostly small, vertical, and expensive per foot. Not the 3-bed, 2-bath with a decent yard most mid-market buyers want. So the inventory that exists, those 1950s ranches, carry the weight of demand they were never built to handle, and buyers absorb the mismatch. For around $1 million, the tour looks the same. Single story, 1,100 to 1,300 square feet. Modest lot, maybe a tired roof, original bathrooms, and an HVAC that wheezes. You'll upgrade electrical, windows, and probably the sewer line. For the same money in other metros, you'd stretch out. Here, you measure wins in driveway width and whether the primary bedroom fits a king bed without blocking the closet. Privacy becomes a luxury add-on. Policy makes this worse. Growth is choked at the edges, so the city pushes density in cores. The product pipeline is studios and one-beds with amenity decks. Great for renters, fine for investors, but not what mid-income families want to own. The result is a market that raises prices without adding true options, compressing choice instead of expanding supply. Then there's the school map chess. People stalk attendance zones like they're limited edition drops. 2 streets apart can swing demand, and you'll feel it on offer day. Micro competition is real, and the premium is baked into every cracked driveway and avocado green tile. Add remodel premiums and bids escalate fast. Risk? You're tethered to tech. Hiring booms and your Zestimate smiles. Hiring freezes and you wait. High entry costs mean your break-even versus rent slides out. Even with low vacancy and strong wages, the math punishes anyone without patience or stock grants and rewards those who can ride cycles without blinking. So, what are you buying? Time to office. Not necessarily joy per square foot. If your comp package throws you restricted stock units and bonuses, the move can pencil slowly. If not, welcome to the slow equity treadmill, where every improvement project is a negotiation with your savings. Number 3, Oakland. Everyone says Oakland is the affordable alternative until you see what $1 million actually buys near BART. On a map, it looks like a cheat code. Quick hop to the city, stacks of food spots, actual culture that isn't copy-paste. On paper, strong. In practice, you open the front door and the house introduces you to your new part-time job, renovations. Sweat equity isn't optional, it's assumed. But here's the catch. That million often lands you a fixer with a wavy sidewalk and a foundation that whispers, "Pier and beam, please." Or a charming craftsman where the charm is real and the systems are ancient. Cute windows, costly updates. The math gets loud fast, especially once permits and labor schedules enter the chat. For around $1 million, you're shopping 2 to 3 bedrooms, 1 to 2 baths, older wiring, older plumbing, older roof, and maybe a furnace that predates your phone plan. Insurance quotes jump for older structures, and the carrier wants every detail. In stable pockets like Rockridge and Lakeshore, you still compete. Multiple offers, short contingencies, and the house still needs cash after close. Let that sink in. Your deal still demands liquidity. Here's where it gets tricky. Citywide crime stats scare people, but micro neighborhoods tell a different story. 2 blocks can swing from nope to already pending. Appreciation moves the same way. Jagged. A home on the quiet side of the school boundary outperforms the one next to the cut-through street. You can't buy blindly. You need block-by-block intel, neighbor-by-neighbor context. Local quirks add friction. Street parking turns nightly into a puzzle. Hydrants, driveways, street cleaning schedules that ambush you. Split-level floor plans look fun until you realize furniture delivery means deadlifts. The hills bring views and landslide and fire zone questions. The flatlands reduce slope stress, then raise flood and infrastructure headaches. Pick your risk profile and insure accordingly. Financing older homes isn't smooth. Lenders flag knob and tube. They flag missing GFCIs. They flag ungrounded outlets. You'll negotiate credits, then the inspection uncovers surprise plumbing branches and a subpanel spaghetti bowl. Your renovation budget melts like an ice cream on a dashboard, and timelines stretch longer than expected. So, are you saving money or inheriting a project? If you're experienced, have contractor speed dial, and know how to phase upgrades, you can carve equity out of the bones. There's opportunity in the gaps. If you're a first-timer, the combo of high entry price, repair creep, and time costs can drain your savings before the Zestimate catches up. Number 4. Los Angeles. In LA, $1 million can still be a 2-bed bungalow with no driveway. But the zip code looks great on Instagram. That's the bait. The hook is industry adjacency. You're buying distance to sets, stages, and soundproofed offices where people whisper NDAs. The micro neighborhood flex is real. A few blocks can swing from meh to must-have, and the price tag tracks the vibe more than the square footage. Lifestyle branding fills the gaps that floor plans don't. But here's the catch. The price-to-income ratio sits around 11.2. That's not rough, that's punishing. You feel it twice. Once when you house hunt, and again when you waste hours in traffic because the close job is still 45 minutes away on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. The mid-market family slot? Thin. Not gone, but thin enough that you're competing for floor plans that were modest in 1958 and feel smaller now, especially once storage enters the chat. Let's break it down. With $1 million on the west side, you're likely touring a 2-bed, 1-bath that's cute, old, and tight, maybe with alley access instead of a real driveway. Head inland for more space, and yes, you get a yard. But now your commute stretches and your school options shift. The trade-off is literal mileage, and your kid's bedtime might ride on the 405, not your intentions. New density sounds like relief, but the real output is small units. ADUs help, mid-rise apartments rise, and the end product is studio to 2-bed inventory at luxury per foot pricing. Families still search for 3-bed, 2-bath with a yard and lose to scarcity. Then add closing costs that feel like a second down payment, plus renovation inflation on those mid-century bungalows. Your contractor's quick bath remodel now costs like a used Tesla and takes longer. Local flavor hits your wallet too. Parking tickets feel like a subscription service, renewals included. Drought-friendly yards still need irrigation tweaks, hardscape, and maintenance, which turns low water into high invoices. It's like living in a theme park where the entry fee is the mortgage, and every ride has a surcharge billed monthly. Risk lives in timing. Culture wins. But if you buy a hype block at peak trend, equity growth can lag while the algorithm moves on to the next neighborhood. You can out-earn it if your income spikes fast. If not, you'll watch Zillow flatline while you pay premium pricing and wait for momentum to return. Number 5, Santa Monica. $1 million by the beach that buys a one-bed condo with HOA rules longer than your lease used to be. That's the vibe. You're paying for air that doesn't try to melt you, a boardwalk you'll actually use, and blocks that feel curated, clean, landscaped, and lined with shops that know your latte order before you walk in. Lifestyle does a lot of the heavy lifting here. So here's the thing. A detached home at this price? Rare. Most listings under $1 million are condos, and the association wants a monthly tribute. Property taxes join the party and chew through cash flow. The mortgage is just level 1. The recurring bills are the boss fight, and they don't scale down if your income hiccups. What does the tour look like? 700 to 900 square feet. 1 bedroom, maybe a balcony that fits 2 chairs if you stack them. Parking is assigned in theory, but you'll still circle for street spots when friends visit. And those short-term rental ideas? The rules are strict. Your condo board is not letting your place become a weekend hotel, no matter how quiet you promise to be. First-time buyer metrics here do not flatter anyone. Entry price hurts, and the fees stack. HOA covers some utilities, maybe a gym room with a bike from 2012, but it's still money leaving every month. The spreadsheet size. You feel the squeeze in year 1, not year 5, as reserves, assessments, and insurance creep upward. Local life softens the blow. The farmer's market is top tier. Produce that makes your fridge look like a magazine. But then you're walking 3 blocks with 4 bags because the garage is full or the curb is red this week. It's the price of convenience wrapped in a mild workout, plus sunburn risk. Let's talk risk. Values track the brand and the scarcity. Liquidity is fine. Buyers always show up for the ocean and the clean streets. But moving up is brutal. The step from a 1-bed to a family-sized place is like switching from a scooter to a private jet. Same town, whole different budget. Equity growth helps, yet it rarely leaps enough to bridge that gap fast. So what's the upgrade path if you outgrow it? You either jump income brackets or accept another condo with a slightly larger floor plan and the same fee stack. That's the trade repeated. As a pied-à-terre, it's great. Lock, leave, beach, repeat. If you need bedrooms or plan kids soon, it's a tight fit with expensive monthly baggage and little margin for surprise costs. Number 6, Santa Barbara. $1 million in SB can buy you charm and mountain views, or a small condo with a shared laundry. Sounds dreamy until you see what the HOA wants every month, and how the rental rules clip your options. Let that sink in. The sticker price is only the opening move. Here's the thing. You're paying for the vibe as much as the walls. People love the idea of climate resilience here, not sweating through summers, and that soft marine layer that acts like a free thermostat. UCSB brings steady demand, visiting faculty, and year-round renters. Downtown is upscale and tidy, with cafes and boutiques that feel curated. It's a lifestyle premium, priced like a luxury brand, and reinforced by scarcity. But here's the catch. There isn't much land to build on, the rules are tight, and owners don't sell often. That combo locks inventory and props up prices. The entry-level market feels like a waiting room with no magazines, long, silent, and a little cruel. Days on market don't reflect weakness. They reflect hesitation. At around $1 million, the tour is usually a 1 to 2 bedroom condo or a townhome with shared walls. You'll get a patio or a small balcony if you're lucky. Detached homes at that number are rare, and when they appear, they either need serious work, roof, windows, systems, or they're so far from the coast that the drive steals the magic you wanted. Commute time replaces ocean time. The research backs it. Supply is constrained, second home buyers pile in, and short-term rental pressure adds fuel. Equity can climb in that scarcity, but the doorway in stays narrow. The median income doesn't match the price tags, so first-timers feel squeezed, and trade-ups are steep, especially if you need more than 2 bedrooms. The ladder skips rungs. Life here delivers. Beaches minutes away. Wine country close enough for a random Tuesday flex. A mellow pace that tricks your nervous system into chilling out. But the calm comes with a meter running. Insurance gets spicy near fire zones. Some carriers make you jump through hoops, others just pass on the risk. Your carrying costs swell while your square footage stays tiny. It's like paying business class prices for an economy seat with extra legroom and no upgrade guarantee. So ask yourself, are you buying serenity or shrink-wrapped square footage? Singles and couples can win the lifestyle lottery. Families hit a wall fast because the next step up is a jump, not a step. And the landing is expensive. Number 7, Berkeley. $1 million near campus and you still might be interviewing your new roof contractor on day 1. That's not a scare tactic. That's just Berkeley. You're paying for gravity, UC prestige, labs buzzing at 2 a.m., lectures spilling into cafes, and a food scene where a single block offers ramen, Eritrean, and a bakery that sells out before noon. Here's the thing. First-time buyer rankings here are brutal. One study put Berkeley at the bottom, nationwide with a score of 26.06 out of 100. Let that sink in. The homes are adorable on the outside and expensive on the inside because the systems are ancient. You're not just buying a house, you're adopting a project plan. At $1 million, your win is often a small craftsman with a checklist. Seismic retrofit, electrical modernization, say goodbye to knob and tube, and insulation upgrades so your heating bill stops cosplaying as a subscription box. Add a panel upgrade to support anything modern, from EV charging to a heat pump, and you've got a renovation lineup that costs like a mid-range car every few feet. But here's the catch. The policy push for more housing mostly lands as smaller units. A DUS pop-up, mid-sized buildings add studios and one-beds, and family-sized homes stay scarce. Competition bunches around school and transit corridors. North Berkeley, Elmwood, anything walkable to BART or a solid elementary. The open house looks like a soft launch event, and the offer deadline feels like finals week. Local flavor? Permit queues are a vibe. You'll meet your planner, your plan checker, and then their supervisor when a tree root grazes a sewer line. Street trees look gorgeous. Then drop leaves into every gutter you own. Finding a flat yard is a sport. The hills tilt and the lots follow. It's charming until you try to set a level. The risk stack is real. Property taxes bite, and regulatory layers stretch timelines. Every change triggers another review, another fee, another week. Budgets grow, patience shrinks. It's like living in a board game where the rules add pages mid-play. So is the intellectual hub worth the financial headache? If you're plugged into university jobs, labs, or a startup tied to campus talent, it can work. Painful, but workable. If you don't have upgrade capital or the stomach for permits and retrofits, the equity path feels far away. Number 8, San Mateo. $1 million on the peninsula often equals a starter ranch with 1950s bones and 2026 prices. That's the headline. You walk in, see hardwood under old carpet, and realize you're buying potential and a commute, not a finished life. Let that sink in. Here's the thing. You're paying for the midway advantage. Halfway to SF, halfway to the valley. Caltrain up the street, 101 and 280 in reach. And school districts that make parents set calendar alerts for enrollment. Convenience plus classrooms. That's the tax. But here's the catch. Limited land, strong paychecks, and thin inventory push $1 million into entry-level territory. Not comfortable. Entry-level. The spread of buyers is wide, the list of options is short, and every open house feels like a group interview where the questions are your down payment and your tolerance for 1950s floor plans. What does $1 million buy? 2 to 3 bedrooms on a modest lot, original kitchen with metal edge countertops, a bathroom that needs everything, and a garage that barely fits a crossover. You'll plan new cabinets, tile, electrical, maybe a panel upgrade. Then add permit delays and contractor scarcity, because everyone else is fixing the same era of house at the same time. Timelines stretch, budgets puff up, the research backs the imbalance. Price to income is out of alignment, and attached options don't always save you. Townhomes carry high HOA fees that chew your monthly like a second car payment. Want to avoid the freeway? Neighborhoods near Caltrain get swarmed. Transit-adjacent pockets pull multiple offers because shaving 20 minutes off a commute feels like winning the lottery in slow motion. Local flavor is almost too perfect. Mild days, light breeze, weekend soccer without sweating through your shirt, and then the inspection report lands like a short novel. Foundation hairlines, GFCI notes, sewer scope, recommendations, roof nearing end of life. You'll sign disclosures with a wrist brace. Risk lives where the paychecks come from. Equity leans on tech job health and the broader Bay Area hiring mood. You paid a premium for time savings, not square footage. If commute minutes are your currency, you're rich. If space is your metric, you're broke. So is the time back from your commute worth the mortgage stretch? Dual income tech households say yes because stock and salaries can absorb the hit. For anyone else, it's a squeeze that starts at the offer and doesn't stop at the keys. Now for Orange County's stealth entry. The latte economy with landlord-level pricing. Costa Mesa. Number 9. Costa Mesa. $1 million near the beach-adjacent art scene that still puts you in a townhome with an HOA and a tiny patio. That's the starter kit. You'll scroll past detached listings, then realize the ones you can afford either sit miles inland or come with a bring-your-contractor energy that eats your weekends and your reserves. Let that sink in. Here's the thing. You're paying for proximity, Newport next door, a legit creative scene, and OC job centers that make weekday commutes tolerable by local standards. Coffee, galleries, surf shops, and warehouses turned showrooms feel cool because they are. The geography flex is real, but you're buying adjacency as much as you're buying walls. But here's the catch. Detached at $1 million is a scavenger hunt. If it's close to the coast, it needs work. If it's turnkey, it's inland enough that the ocean vibe fades between the freeway and the cul-de-sac. So townhomes become the default, and those dues do not care about your budget. HOA hits monthly and quietly shaves your equity like a subscription raiser. Let's break it down. A $1 million target usually means a 3-bed townhome, 1,500 to 1,800 square feet, attached 2-car garage, and finishes from 3 remodel cycles ago. You get a tiny patio that fits a grill and 2 chairs, but not a yard. Rental rules can be strict, which kills the "I'll offset costs with a tenant" plan. It's lock-and-leave living, not landlord leverage. Inventory is tight. Coastal spillover pricing pushes everything up because buyers who lose in Newport slide here with the same budgets. Some tracks layer on insurance quirks and even Melloroos, so your monthly climbs while your square footage doesn't. It's like paying for first class and realizing the seat is economy with a free drink. Local flavor delivers and annoys at the same time. Beach days are real, parking near anything is not. You'll loop for spots at brunch like it's a cardio class. Weeknights feel calm until street sweeping turns your alarm into a tow prevention system. Risk profile. Appreciation rides Newport's magnetism. As long as that halo shines, demand holds. But family space stays capped, so your forever plan might stall at the patio gate. Are you trading land for lifestyle? For the final stop, we head back to LA County for old world charm with modern sticker shock. Pasadena. Number 10. Pasadena. $1 million and you're touring a beautiful 1920s bungalow. Then the inspector finds the original knob and tube wiring. That's the Pasadena handshake. It looks like a movie set, then the crawl space tells you the real story. Let that sink in. Here's the thing. You're paying for historic streets, the arts, and a shorter hop to DTLA and the studios. Old Town weekends, Norton Simon on a random Tuesday, and Gold Line access that trims chaos from your commute. The blocks are leafy, the houses are handsome, and the vibe sells itself before you even park. But here's the catch. $1 million often buys smaller historic homes that need work. The larger lots and updated classics shoot way past that number. So you're choosing between charm with projects or space with sticker shock. Either way, the budget feels watched. Let's break it down. The $1 million tour is a 2 to 3 bed, 1 to 2 bath, around 1,100 to 1,400 square feet. Tight driveway that makes backing in a ritual. Maybe a detached garage that doubles as storage because the bedroom closets are modest. Somewhere in the disclosures, an unpermitted bath or a bonus room that might be original. Translation: plan for permits. The research-backed headache is simple. Updated historic homes are scarce, renovation costs keep rising, and appraisers don't always reward the charm premium dollar for dollar. You pay for the woodwork and the built-ins, then the valuation shrugs because comps don't share your exact trim or your exact street. Local flavor hits quick. Rose Parade pride lives here, and the city cleans up like it's going on national TV. Because it is. In spring, jacaranda petals carpet everything, including your windshield. Street sweeping schedules feel like a trap. Miss a sign and your morning becomes a fee. It's aggressively adorable and quietly expensive at the same time. Risk angle: you're buying aesthetic plus location. Equity relies on the next buyer wanting both. If mortgage rates pinch or tastes shift to turnkey boxes with giant islands, your audience narrows. It's like owning a vintage watch. Gorgeous, but it needs a collector to pay up. So can charm carry the mortgage? If you can finance updates, panel, HVAC, sewer, maybe a kitchen refresh, Pasadena rewards patience. If you can't, you'll own a museum with a mortgage and a to-do list that never blinks. That's it for today. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more updates you won't want to miss.